Welcome to Viper Squadron podcast. I am your host, Scott Smith, and this week we're going to be talking about Major Vonreg's tie. I know we've been a while since we've had a podcast, but we had to change things up, and life happens and whatnot. So we're going to be back on and hopefully going strong soon. And starting with this one. All right, so. Finally, the First Order gets a TIE fighter that isn't a standard fighter or Kylo Ren ship. The First Order gets their own TIE Interceptor, TIE IN Interceptor, that comes from the animated TV show Star Wars Resistance. And introducing Major Vonreg's TIE Interceptor, as you can see right there in that picture. Alright, so as you can see, this is an improved TIE Interceptor from the version that we all know from the Galactic Empire. In the TV show, we see Major Baron Elric Vonreg as the only pilot in the first episode and throughout the first series, season of the series, in this TIE fighter. And in the first episode, he's in pursuit of Kaz, Xiono, and two other New Republic pilots. And then later on, Poe Dameron comes in and kind of shows up and helps save Kaz. Major Vonreg is shown as another stormtrooper that bears a different color armor, kind of like Captain Phasma. He's wearing red, except he's got the TIE pilot helmet, so his helmet's a little bit different. Personally, I absolutely love this ship. And they had first come out with a Lego ship, and it showed up, and there it is, and I had to go out and buy it as soon as it hit the shelves, just because I think I absolutely love the style of this thing and the color, because red and black is a good thing for me. But so I had to go get it to add it to my collection. Anyways, so let's see. Let's I'm trying something new, so we're gonna bear with me. All right, so here's the layout they showed with the article that they put out, and we're gonna talk a little bit about what important stuff that it comes out with. First of all, let's talk about the dial. As you can see, well, first let's see that the ship came on is going to be a small base ship. Comes with 4 pilot cars, 3 that are limited edition or limited pilots. The Empire version only come with 2, and then 2 generic pilots. So this is only going to come with 1 generic pilot. So this is a good dial. The only straight it's missing is a 1 straight. So I mean, it can go fast from 2 straight all the way through 5 straight. It's got there. Now it only has 2 sloop and a 5 K turn as red maneuvers. So there's not much, and as you can see, there's a lot of blue on this dial. So a lot of chances to clear that stress and whatnot, and then plus some other stuff that we'll get into about how some pilots can get rid of stress. Okay, and this is much more impressive than the Empire's Interceptor. Very maneuverable and will be hard to lock down. This ship also comes with fine-tuned thrusters to add some tactical flexibility. Unlike the Empire's Interceptor, this ship comes with shields and launchers to add to the lethalness on it. The 4 pilot cards, let's get to the first pilot card. The first guide, of course, is going to be Major Vonreg. Can you see that? Maybe it's a little small, so let me see if I can make it a little bigger. Oh, there we go. So, as you can see, he's pilot initiative 6. It's the Red Baron. Kind of love that kind of a throwback to the old Red Baron pilot ace that they had from Germany. But anyways, it says during the system phase, you may choose one enemy ship in your bullseye. That ship gains one deplete or strain token of your choice. So there you go. I mean, there's some stuff to mess with the people, your opponents. But then it comes with that fine-tuned thrusters. It says after you fully execute a maneuver, if you are not depleted or strained, you may gain one deplete or strain token to perform a lock or barrel roll action. So, I mean, that's a little bit better than what the Empire, they had their auto thrusters, and so they could do after they performed an action, they can perform a red barrel roll or boost action. So I like this a lot better because then the deplete or strain token. I mean, of course, they both do something different, so it's gonna be a little bit. You could. I don't know. There's different ways you can work it because, of course, deplete and strain. One is what has you one less defense size. One gives you one. Was it one more attack dice or vice versa or something like that? Let me look at it up real quick. Hold on. Let's see. I gotta pull it up on my system. I know I had pulled it up. I forgot to look at it right before this. So let's see, new rules, and of course, they got the new rules that came out, um, and new stuff. Of course, I got to put in the stuff about the deplete. Um, let's see. So deplete, a ship is depleted while it has at least one of the depleted tokens, and it's a new token. It kind of it's got a little fireball on it and whatnot. It's red and it's a square or a diamond. While a depleted ship performs an attack, it rolls one fewer attack die. Deplete tokens are red tokens. And then after a depleted ship applies the effect to roll one fewer attack die, this way it removes one deplete token. Or, if you've gotten the deplete token after you've already fired, so after a depleted ship executes a blue maneuver, it removes one deplete token. So, you can get there where, if you can use it before, you can get rid of it before if you haven't shot already and you've gained it, or you can go ahead and, you'll have to wait like a stress token that you do um, prior, when with the blue maneuver. Um, and let's see. I'm trying to. Where's it? It was a strain token, right? So strain. I'll get to it here. Okay, a strain ship. Um, While a strain ship defends, it rolls one fewer defense dice. The strain token is a red token, and then after it's after a strain ship applies the effect to roll one fewer defense die. This way, it removes one strain token. After a strain ship executes a blue maneuver, it removes one strain token. So that part is the same. Once you've done the I guess the penalty for having that token, one less attack or one less defense dice, then you can go ahead and then throw that, toss that off to the side. So that's pretty good. I mean, that depleted token, of course, is something that's new. So um, let's start something. So just one more extra mechanic that we all have to remember. Um, so anyway, um, so with this one, also with this one moving last, well, the pile initiative is 6 unless someone other your opponent has a 6 also and they move after you. Once he moves and you move, and you can um, use that ability of the fine-tuned thrusters to barrel roll yourself and put yourself to where. No, I guess no. You may choose. Okay, so it's during the system phase, so it's even before. So you could. Hmm. So this is. You could still do it. Barrel roll yourself and put a defender in your bullseye, and then when it comes back around to the system phase before activation, you can give them a deplete or strain token. So that might work too, because then you give them a strain, one less defense dice, or deplete. You give them one less attack dice, and you could do that before they have a chance to move. So if they don't even have a blue maneuver, then they're going to keep it. So then they have to apply it when they either shoot or defend. So that'll work. Um, but it's one of those things where you kind of think ahead, and it's got to go more steps than this round. So that'll be something to work on. Let's see, our next guy. Um, Also, I'm gonna make a little bit bigger. Let's see, we got Hollow here, and we'll make him a little bit bigger. Boom, there we go. At the start of the engagement phase, you must transfer one of your tokens to another friendly ship at range 0 to 2. I'm going to go over this a little bit later on how it does, but you think about it, that can be, and it says token, so it doesn't say it has to be any certain kind of token. It's just a token. So, you might be able to move a friend's lock, your opponent's lock on hollow onto another ship that's, 0 to 2 from hollow, but nowhere even in near the firing arc of the opponent. So that might, screw him up, especially when he's trying to use, missiles or something like that that requires that lock on you. Um, so that could also help there. Um, yeah, that makes a difference. And with initiative 5, he's going to be moving later and stuff, and you might end up, it might be something that might, changes the outcome of that round. So we'll have to see. Um, see, next pilot is Ember. Okay, like I said, I'm going to make this one a little bit bigger too. All right. While you perform an attack, if there is a damaged ship friendly to defender at range 0 to 1 of the defender cannot spend focus or calculate tokens. Excuse me. Thing in mind for this one is tie swarms. Or a swarm of any kind, if it's A-wing swarms or who knows, whatever kind of swarm. If one of those in the swarm is damaged, it can really screw up everybody else. Won't be able to use any focus or calculate tokens. And those could be ships that only can take a focus action. Then they got booster barrel roll and whatnot, but that defense or um, offensive token that they could take is pretty much just non-usable. So I like that ability because then, it limits your opponents from being able to do stuff. So, block shots and whatnot, or give more damage to you. So, that to me looks pretty good. Now, the fourth pilot is, like I said, it was generic, and it is just the First Order Provocateur. Um, no pilot ability, so you just have that fine-tune thrusters, and I mean, still, I do believe. Let's see, we had the points that came out just the other day, and Major Vonreg was 57, Hollow was 54, the Ember was 52, and this Provocateur is 45. You know, that is cheaper than the Silencer, but of course more expensive than um, any of the TIE fighters, the regular TIE fighters, or even the SF TIE fighters, because even Quick Draw is 45, which is the same as his First Order Provocateur. So, but these all do get upgrades on it. It has a talent slot, a system slot, a missile slot, and a modification slot. And all of them are hyperspace legal. So your options of things you can add to it is still pretty large. And like I said, we'll go over some of the upgrades later, and I'll give you those points for those ones also, um, because I was quite surprised with what some of them came out with. So, all right, so let's see. Um, all right, so we're going to go over some of the stats of this thing. So you got 3 attack, 3 defense, same as the Interceptor from the Empire, except this one has 2 hull, 2 shields, which is, the Empire's Interceptor has 3 hull, right? Yeah, 3 hull. So it's 1 less hull, and it's got 2 shields. Can make a difference. There are some upgrades that'll help it out, so that can make a big difference. Let's see, where am I at here? Okay. So then moving on to, let's see, let's go for the actions in here. The actions, so we got a focus, evade, lock, barrel roll, and boost. From the difference between that and the Galactic Empire one is the Galactic Empire one didn't have a lock function. So, I mean, with an ability to lock, but then you get to use those fine-tuned thrusters, and you can use that barrel roll or lock. It balances out pretty good. Kind of makes a lot of options, a lot of things to think about for this guy. Um, yeah. So I tell you what, I'm gonna have fun playing with this one because I like to fly First Order Empire, and I've flown the Empire Interceptor a lot. So flying the First Order Interceptor is gonna be fun. Something new, something good to play with. All right, so next we have the upgrade cards that it shows. As you can see, there's the 6 upgrade cards that it comes with. 2 of them, Munitions Failsafe and Snapshot, we've already seen, so we're not going to go over any of those, of course. But the first one we're going to talk about is the Mag Pulse Warheads. All right, so this, so it's the missile, so this can go on these since it has a missile slot. It's 3 dice, range 1 to 3, which is amazing, because if you can shoot at them, you can use them. So now it does only come with 2 charges, but it requires a lock. So there's a reason to have that fine-tuned thrusters, or that extra lock action that you can perform. Let's see.
The mag pulse warhead says spend one charge if this attack hits, excuse me, the defender suffers one critical damage and gains one deplete and one jam token. Then cancel all hit and crit results. Now, you put this on one of the ones that's like Vonreg or Hollow 5 or 6 and shoots, first, can do some damage to get that jam token. If they got to focus, that jam, they lose the focus. Um, Deplete, right there. We got back to the deplete thing, so that can work out for it. Um, Now, I know it kind of resembles stuff like the ion cannons and the tractor cannons and stuff like that, where, it'll take one damage. Well, the ion would take one damage and then ion tokens and then cancel everything. But, so this one here takes the critical damage, and that could be a lot depending on which critical damage it gets. Then you give them one deplete token, um, so reduces their attack, and you jam them, so you get rid of a focus. They have one less die, no modifiers, and they already started off with a crit. I mean, I love that. You can perform this twice. Looks like one of those ones that's kind of a would be nice to see on it. And as a opponent, probably not. Um, oh, I didn't pull up this one because this is a generic upgrade, so it can go on any of them. So let me go back to my points list, pull up my generic ones. Um, Generic upgrades. There we are. So go down to the missiles. Mag Pulse Warhead, 6 points. As for missile wise, for just a single slot missile, it's kind of in the middle because you got, well, no, proton rockets is the only thing that's higher, and it's the same points as concussion missiles. So I mean, to me, it's 6 points is maybe a little high, but we'll see. It might do a little bit more damage than what they thought, or what I think at least. Um, all right, so the next upgrade card is the deuterium power cells. This one's interesting. Excuse me. Now you see it takes a system and a modification slot, and it is first order specific. It has 2 charges. During the system phase, you may spend 1 charge and gain 1 disarm token to recover 1 shield. I love it. It's the first thing we have for the first order that can do a regen for shields. So, and you can do it twice. So that adds with those 2 hull, 2 shields, you lose a shield, then the next system phase you can do this. Now, I know it does say disarm, but we will get to a little ability on that might not make that disarm worth it. Not not as I don't know, messes up your synergy because it screws up without it. But if you time it right, and it's going to be a round that you just got to like swing around, and you may not be able to shoot anybody in arc, then great, because then you can use that and get the disarm. It's not going to hurt you at all. So that would work. Let's see, what do we got next is, because we're going to go into here. This is a way that'll work. This is what they put in the article. Now this is hollow down here. This is Major Vonreg. So during the system phase, he was able to regen a shield, so he got that disable. But then Hollow's ability, at the start of the engagement phase, you must transfer one of your tokens. So then Hollow can take that weapons disable and move it off to a friendly ship. Now, even though he's within range 1 of this ship, now he can fire at them, and that's a 4 dice attack right there. So big difference. Yeah, so I mean that's kind of a game changer right there with that Hollow. So I like Hollow. Major Von Reg, I love his, but I think I like Hollow's pilot ability better. So let's hope it works out. I mean, I hope it works out, because that'll be some fun stuff. Now, there's 2 more upgrades that they show. Well, let's get back. Let me look at that real quick again. Where is it? I'm sorry. There was a concussion missiles in there that that we already knew. There's only 3 new ones and 3 um, 3 previously released ones. So I was saying 4 because this next upgrade card, here it is, called Proud Tradition. It's a talent slot, and it's for first order specific. It says setup, equip this side face up. So to start, of course, this is what you start off with. Now, this can be a good or bad card. This one can help while you're being stressed. So it says while you have 2 or fewer stress tokens, you may perform a focus action even while stressed. Doing that is always a good idea. Is always something that's good, because if you're going to be stressed, you do a 5k turn, you get that 1 stress token, you can still perform a focus action. So there you got that. So that's even more. You got Hollow even, and man, you can move that stress token off to somebody else, so it doesn't even make a difference. But anyways, but here's where it could get back at you. It says after you perform an attack, if you are stressed, the defender may spend 1 focus token or suffer 1 critical damage to flip this card. Now, this is where I say I like Hollow with this, because you can take that Hollow and you can kick that stress off to a friendly ship, and then you're not stressed, so this won't affect you. But if there is nobody in close enough and you can't hand that off, or you have this on another first order ship, because it is a talent slot, so it's so let's see, a first order. Where's my first order list? These are go on a lot of the TIE FOs. This is 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of them. Almost all the TIE SFs except for Zeta Squadron Survivor. All but 2 of the silencers, and well, Upsilon doesn't have any talent slots. But like I said, this is something that can go on a lot, so it can make a difference. You can see this on different TIE fighters and whatnot, but I see this working best with Hollow just because he can kick that stress off. Um, and but you know, if they suffer, let's say you're going up against a resistance bomber, ooh, and it doesn't have a focus token, but it'll suffer one critical damage because I mean that's got what, I don't even know how many. I don't remember how many health that thing has. Way too much, and then it can suffer that because it's not going to do that big of a impact to how much it has. And then you flip the card. Now, when you flip the card, this is where it can hurt because now you treat all your focus actions as red, and that's for the rest of the game. There's no other mechanic on here to be able to flip this card back over. So once it's flipped, it's flipped. So then there goes your red focus actions. Nah, I mean that goes red. I mean that's the only time you're going to be red because everything else on the action bar is white. So yeah, man, that would suck when it has to flip over. But to me, it's kind of worth you know um, the trade off, especially like I said, if you have it on hollow and you use that, um, if you can kick that stress off and it doesn't even affect, because it says only if you are stressed that the defender can do that. So as long as you stay unstressed, or you just don't do any red maneuvers, unless you get that one damage card, the crit damage card that says you take 2 stress tokens. So I mean, there's the little chance for you to be able to get stressed um, for it to happen. So there's like that small window that they can do that. And it has to be a defender. So I don't know. It's going to be an interesting one. Um, so that, and with, like I said, snapshot, munition fail safe, and what was the other one? The concussion missiles. You know, um, that is the whole thing of Major Vonreg's TIE Fighter. It's supposed to be coming out sometime in February, along with um, the Fireball, and it's that the Hot Shots and Aces reinforcements pack's also supposed to be coming out in February. So um, that'll be all be something that'll be new. I know they did a live stream, not the last one, but the previous one, where they did a demonstration of using this TIE fighter. He did fly hollow, and um, some of that action where he kicks that token off, made a big difference because remember it says he must transfer a token, so it's not a may, so it's a must. So if his only token is a focus he took, I mean, he's gotta transfer it off. It's kind of the only downside is the must part. Excuse me. And then um, plus with it being an initiative 5, that would be still going with that one as being my first one to try out once it hits the shelves in February. So since my league is just getting ready to start up this coming week, and so to give me a few weeks before it comes out, um, so I'll be looking forward to maybe throwing it on the table, see if I can do this with some other another TIE fighters, and see if it'll work out pretty good. I'd really can't wait to see what the community does on putting this one in lists and see where it might show up. Um, so, well, that's all I have for you on this expansion pack. There is going to be another podcast coming out shortly with the preview of the Wave 7 ships that seem to accidentally got spoiled, and then they quickly put out an article and then um, quickly talked about a little bit on the live stream of the points update. So that is what's going to be coming next, and I should have that out for you in a day or two. So if you like this video, make sure you like on our channel, like on the video, post some comments. I really like to hear what people have to say, and we will see you next time. Thank you very much.